It shows all the comments in the chat now once again, right? Oh, that's because I'm on the actual desktop and not the app
What you talking about?
for when we go live. For when we go live on Riverside.
Oh yeah, it still shows those.
It what?
It still shows that. It was always showing them.
Yeah, but it was like weird when I was using the app for a second. All right. TikTok, better audio on YouTube. YouTube link is in Real Deal Confo's bio for anybody that wants better audio on TikTok. And where can I? Okay, let's see. YouTube.
5 days a week.
So this is 51.
51, baby.
51. Almost a year.
Just about there, man.
Almost.
Baby, chicken
What the?
we're in the building, baby.
Why?
Why are we in the building?
No.
Oh, okay.
I don't understand why it's not. Oh, that's stupid. All right, good enough. TikTok, if you want better audio, go to YouTube. YouTube link is in Radio Convo's bio. So TikTok, if you want better audio and video, or you can just watch us from afar up top, like some creepers.
Yeah, baby.
Some creeps. All right, that's good. That's good. What's the time? All right, time on this 3:01. So let's go 3:10.
310.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. Welcome back to another episode of the Real Deal Podcast with myself, Mr. Brandon Haley.
Yeah. Yeah. What's up, man? How you doing?
Old. Man. Hey, don't spill the water. Don't spill the water. You got all the equipment. Most of the equipment on your side. We good, man. We good. End of September. We are on week episode 51.
51.
Which is pretty cool stuff, man. Pretty cool stuff.
Yeah.
Anything crazy this week? I feel like the weeks just go by so fast.
Yeah. I mean, it's been regular. It's been a regular week. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Just, yeah. Quiet, I guess, all on the Western Front.
Well, I did do a fast.
Oh, look at you!
And the first time I ever fasted, got to 19 hours, and that was super difficult. This past time, 36. So baby steps, working on up.
There you go.
The only problem with this one is I thought that it'd probably be a good idea to try and not drink water either.
Okay.
But it's not good for your skin. So then I started breaking out. I was like, all right.
Oh, yeah. You got it.
I was like, all right, maybe we shouldn't do that. But, I was trying to do it to like get closer to God and not necessarily for like health benefits. Because if it was doing it for health benefits, obviously I would have drank water. But at the end of it, I was like, all right, this is look like a teenager that just hit puberty. I was like, I'm starting to break out and stuff. So if you're watching these videos and you see some pimple or pimple patch, man, just
mind your business.
Mind your business. Exactly. But other than that, appreciate you guys for going on this long and fun journey with us, and never giving us any topics to really talk about. So we appreciate that. Most importantly. But even though you don't give us topics to talk about, we appreciate you guys tuning in week in and week out.
Yeah.
So subscribe on TikTok, subscribe on YouTube, follow TikTok, IG, Real Deal Convos,
Spotify,
YouTube, The Real Deal Podcast, WB Haley, BHALEY. We're everywhere. We're on Twitter. I don't even know what Twitter.
Real Deal Convos, man.
The Twitter at Twitter. What's the other one on Instagram? Like
Threads.
Yeah, I wanted to call it Spreads. Maybe I'm just hungry.
Yeah, all right.
Follow us on Spreads, everybody. Yeah. Other than that, I think that's all
you got.
That's all I got for the intro. I guess. Right. So we just jump right in.
Let's get into it, man. So, I was on the interweb, as I normally am.
Baby.
And I want to ask you this question, because I thought this was pretty.
I was going to ask him.
Oh, you're going to ask me a question?
No, you're going to go first.
Okay, all right.
We're already here.
Okay, gotcha. All right, we're already here. So this young lady made a video. She talked about how her and her boyfriend had gotten into an argument on Monday. It is now Thursday, and since that argument, no one has spoken to each other. And she asked the question, "Am I single?" My question to you is, how long is too long to go without talking to your significant other before you consider it done?
Are they well?
They were together, actual title on it, not like a situationship talking
but
thing.
not married or engaged.
No, not married or engaged.
How long is the relationship?
I don't know that. I don't know that information. She didn't give that to me, man.
Oh wait, so hold on. Where do we get this information from?
TikTok.
This is so somebody.
Quick video. She said, "Me and my boyfriend got into an argument. We haven't spoken to each other since Monday. It's now Thursday."
Am I single? Monday to Thursday?
Yeah.
I mean, what was the argument? What was the argument about?
All I know is that the argument, at the end of the argument, there was no, "Oh, we're breaking up" sort of thing. Wasn't any of that. That's all I know about the argument.
So who left who on red though?
I don't know. I don't know that information. It doesn't matter. Why does that matter?
No, yeah. I mean, if because she's the one asking if they're single. So if like she's the last one that made the effort, then I'd be like, all right, yeah, like stop playing games and then let me move on at that point, because you're just playing games.
Right.
But if she hasn't made that effort to reach out, then it's like, all right, maybe make that effort to reach out first, and then you're single. So
you're saying the last person who responded, the other person should be the one to reach out after that.
Well, she's the one asking the question if she's single or not.
Right.
So she should be the one to have been the last person to reach out.
So how long is too long? Do you feel like without talking to your significant other?
One day. Like if we're together like that, like one day, like you can't go. I can understand like a full 24, maybe 36 hours, whatever it may be, like a full day like that. But it's like at one point in time, like you gotta like check in and just let them know, like, oh, I'm still upset about this conversation or whatever happened.
Yeah.
I just need my space. But if there's no communication,
none of that,
there's no communication, and you're just going to be the one that's like, yeah, we got into a fight, and then there's no constant contact or like letting me know where you're at mentally or headspace, then at that point, yeah, I gotta focus on what benefits me. And now at that point, I reach out, I check in with you, you still don't respond. Okay, now there's my answer. I gotta go.
Yes. Yeah. So whose responsibility is it to reach out after you guys have that? You know what I'm saying? Like, whose job is it to say, hey, can we talk? Can we, whose job is that?
It's both their jobs.
It's both their jobs.
Yeah, I mean, it takes two to tango in any kind of relationship. So it's just like, if a relationship ends, it's both your fault, right?
Right.
Usually, I mean, you could say it's when a relationship ends that, yes, one person might take majority of the fault, but at the end of the day, like, it takes two to tango. Right. There was something that you did that maybe provoked them or whatever it may be for that relationship to end. So everybody has a little bit of blame in everything. So yeah, they should if they're not reaching out. Yeah, if I said what I would do in that situation, if it's been 3 days and now I'm starting to wonder, like, okay, what happened? I'm going to reach out, be like, hey, I understand you may be upset, whatever it may be. I would like to speak about it. If you don't want to speak about it, then that's fine. You know, I'll be on my merry way.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I'm not going to. You don't want to let somebody hold you hostage. You don't want to let somebody hold your feelings hostage for that long. So, yeah, after 3 days, yeah, you got to send like a stern message and then move on based on the response for sure.
Yeah, I think this is just a big situation of two big levels of pride.
Yeah.
And nobody wanted to give in, but 4 days is crazy. 4 days is crazy. I talked to my girl about it. She said 4 days.
Yeah.
4 days, I think, is an outrageous time to go without talking to your significant, even if it's somebody that you consider yourself talking to or whatever. 4 days is like, I get, if y'all had an argument with no resolution, like that to me is a little bit, I don't know, you know, we got to figure that out.
Yeah, I mean, I'm also like a lover boy. I wouldn't want them going to bed mad at me.
Oh.
So, you know, before the day even ended, I would have tried to make amends. So,
you know, that's a song. You know that song?
Which one?
You know,
go to bed like
that's part of the song. I don't want you to go to bed mad at me.
I probably heard it. Who sings that one? I probably heard that. That's an old. Is that Mario?
Yeah, it's an old one.
It is an old one.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I was just curious. I thought that was interesting.
I mean, just people in relationships as it is interesting.
4 days is crazy.
I was having. I'm not going to say any names. I was having a conversation, and then this girl was like her friend was in a situation, and it was like a situation that, you know, nowadays can turn very scary because guys are mentally unstable and they're way bigger than women. And, you know, there's a lot of DV cases where women just die. And it was a situation where like the dude, they got into an argument in the car, and then the dude had like crashed the car into a ditch.
Oh.
And then the friend was calling her and telling her about it and stuff. And I'm just like, this is insane. Like, and I'm like, and she's like, yeah, it's like, it's not the first time that, you know,
it's not the first time.
Not that he crashed the car, but that he's like acted out like that and stuff. I'm like, this is a legit matter of life and death. You know what I'm saying? Like,
crazy.
And that's what's like, people in relationships are just, it's just very insane how we, and I mean, I know I've been there. I've been there. But I mean, I never thought like my life was in danger or jeopardy. In that one relationship, it could have got to that. But it's just like we let our emotions literally blind us from things. And that's why people get into these relationships and people die. There was some there was an article I saw someone post like recently also about, I didn't know anybody in this story, but it was a Florida man. Unfortunately,
naturally,
right? Unfortunately, it was a Florida man, and it was like a case where him and his girl was arguing, and he just boom, shot her, killed her.
Wow.
I believe it was in front of her friends. It's something very crazy and tragic. Now, multiple lives changed forever because of the lack of a man being able to control his emotions and feelings.
Yeah,
which it can be tough. I understand. Cleon doesn't understand. Cleon can sympathize for you. I can empathize with you.
Yeah.
Because I know how it goes. But yeah, guys got to do better because it's just crazy. And I would imagine that the girl was asking the question, right? So so the guy was the one that was being butthurt for so long.
Yeah.
So where he doesn't want to explain his emotions or anything.
Because my thing also with that is like, I don't even know if that's a place I would want to be. If we go 4 days without talking, I'm like, my question would be, is this how things would be if like we were actually like in something that was actually serious? Like what happens when we get into these things in real life? Is this is it just going to be a whole thing of silent treatment? But also as the person who's supposed to be leading in the relationship, you gotta be the one to kind of say, hey, this is what we are and what we're not going to do when we get upset. I remember, I think I had a conversation with my girl, and I was like, look, because I think there was this one time where she had we got into a little spat, nothing crazy, but she had said something to me in like a certain tone, and I had just looked at her.
What was the tone? Can you repeat the
She,
tone?
I can tell you what she said. I can't replicate the tone, but I was trying to talk to her, and I forgot why she was upset. But she was like, just because I'm moving around doesn't mean my ear stopped working or something like that.
Oh, okay.
And
So you was trying to have a conversation, and you felt like she wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, and so when she said that, she saw me look at her, my eyebrow kind of raised up, and I said, okay. And I slowly walked away from that situation. But we came back and we talked about it. I'm like, look, at the end of the day, we can do this, but you know, I'm never going to come at you, crazy. So I'm not that. Maybe I'm getting old. Maybe me and you have just been through too much of those big blow up arguments to feel like doing it now.
It comes with age for sure.
But I'm just like, look, you got one time to show me that this is what you're gonna do during a situation like this, and I'm cool. You have a good day. I'm just not for it. I don't know.
Which fights happen in relationships,
which
like,
they will.
There's always going to be things that you don't agree on. Just like I know we've said in previous episodes, like that how people were raised determines like their viewpoints on certain things. So it's like how somebody folds laundry. You know, we had that conversation. It's like things are going to change. So you're going to have like, it's not always going to be sunshine and rainbows. You're going to have conflict and arguments and conversation, but how you move through those, I think, is what matters the most.
Yeah. So speaking of relationships,
we doing
you want to
had the other question?
Oh yeah. You want to ask? I'll let you have that one. Let's go.
If we have more time, we're gonna jump into that one. But
yeah,
basically, well, you were on TikTok. Someone was talking about it, right? But this is also like a common question.
It is,
and reoccurrence in today's society and how things are different. But it's like, what is a proper place for a first date, and why do people not think coffee shops is a good one? Because that's like would be my go-to for the very first time. I would be going to, and I'll explain later as to why. But we kind of already had this conversation before on a previous episode when we had Coach Hill on. But what is an appropriate place for a first date? Where did you guys go on you guys' first date?
We went for a walk down Riverwalk.
At what time? Sunset or morning? It was afternoon when it was beaming.
It was like 7-ish. You know what I'm saying? So it was cooler. And it's nice lights out there and everything. There's some benches if you just want to sit down and stuff like that.
How much that cost you?
The gas to get there. It's like my thing is this. Like, I think it should all obviously be something that you are both comfortable with in a space that you're comfortable in. I think for whatever reason we've gotten very hung up on the money that we as men spend on you on a first date determines how much I value you as a person. And so what I've been getting yelled at on TikTok, because somebody had alluded to basically women who accept coffee dates or walks on a first date have low standards. And that I don't even know how it got there, but I was like, that's a good question. Let me ask.
One woman is downplaying other women accepting dates for the just being coffee dates or walks on a first date, saying that basically they have low standards or low expectations. That's kind of crazy.
And I said, well, why is that? And people kind of came and told me, oh, it's like it's low effort. It's somebody talked about basically if somebody does that, I just know that they're setting a precedence that they're not going to be a good partner or a father because it doesn't take any thought to put into it. There's no effort that's put into it. Somebody talked about how I mean that was kind of like the baseline of it. And I'm like, well, I don't really think thinking of dinner is a high effort thing.
It's not. So my logic would be, if a guy with money can take you to one of these places,
right,
and not really care about you and just want to sleep with you. I know, because I've done it.
Okay.
In the past. So just because I take you to a place that costs a lot of money doesn't necessarily mean how much I would value you for being my lifelong partner or anything like that. I think it's quite the opposite. If I can take you to a low costing date, like a walk or coffee or something like that, and actually have a genuine conversation with you and know that you're not really just there for glitz and glamour or to have nice dinner,
Right.
then it's like, okay, now that second date, that's where I'm going to want to take you. So I would argue and say that it's backward, and that you as a woman, you should want to have a cheaper date with a guy, because then you can easily weed it out. Like, hey, did we have a good conversation, good connection? Is this guy an absolute idiot?
Yeah.
Like, is there a little bit of potential? Okay, there is. Now, then she can accept the second date with him, and he can invite her on the second date. And then at that point, it could be somewhere that maybe is moderate to nice.
Yeah. They my thing was like, I'm like, if the purpose of the first date is for us to just be able to talk and really get to know each other, to figure out if this is what we want to do in the future, it's that's what I feel like the purpose is. Now some people are like, oh, don't you already like somebody on the first, before you ask them on the first date? I'm like, well, kind of, right?
Yeah,
I'm like,
maybe,
I
but you don't really know him that much.
right. Exactly. So I'm like, I know I find you attractive. I know I'd like to know more about you.
Right.
Do I feel like I should take you to go wherever and spend however much money to get to know that? Because my thing is like, I'm like, if this goes well, we're gonna go on 1,000 dates. We're gonna go on a million of those. That can wait. I need to know if I like you. Now, a couple of the comments that I was getting. I just want to, so she says, somebody says, men who want to do coffee or free dates are playing a numbers game. I want a man with discernment who knows what he wants and will put in the effort, not a man putting 25 cents in the slot machine hoping to somehow win the jackpot.
But how would he know? And what the word discernment is used so incorrectly right there. Anyways, discernment to take you on a more expensive date. How are we going to know if that's our first date? We're talking about first dates here. We're not talking about fifth, sixth, seventh, or second dates. We're talking about first dates. How am I going to have enough discernment from just meeting you on our first date?
Yeah.
How is that even logical?
Well, I think the premise is, I want you to be all in on me at that very point.
How, when I just met you, it's, hey, I just met you.
Well, they're saying that, hey, it's an investment, right? Just like with the whole Bitcoins and stocks.
But my time is the investment.
Right. Well,
that's more important.
They don't feel like their time equals our time. Otherwise, they'd be okay with the walk.
So here's the problem with that.
Okay.
When I really want to get to know a girl, I would rather take her to a coffee date or something that's a lot more in a very chill, more relaxed setting. Yeah, the Ocean Prime dinner, I love Ocean Prime. So sure, that'll come eventually. Ruth Chris, Ocean Prime, whatever, that'll come eventually. It's not an issue. When I was earlier years, I use the year 2021, because you guys love that year. That's this year of craziness, right? If I wanted to just impress a girl and sleep with her, I would take her to Ocean Prime on the first date.
Right.
I didn't care about getting to know her. She might have thought I did, but no, that wasn't. If my intentions were just to sleep with her, I would take her to a place where I could impress her. Like, oh man, Ocean Prime, thanks for taking me to Ocean Prime. Free dinner, boom, $300 out the door, boom. Now, that was my intent. That's what I would do.
Right.
Now, I obviously don't do that because I'm not gonna waste time or money.
Yeah. So my question on it was like, I'm like, okay, cool. So let's use this logic. If that's your standard, that it has to be some sort of dinner date that's going to cost a certain amount of money. My question is, how many of those have you been on, and why are you still not with those men? Because that shows me that if you have been on 4 to 5 of those first dates and you're not with any of those people at this point, shows me that precursor really doesn't matter and has no bearing on it, right? It has no bearing on if you're going to end up in a successful relationship or not. And if that's what we're trying to build here from the beginning, and you've done it multiple times and that hasn't worked, maybe the walk or the coffee might be a better thing. So that way you don't have to spend too much more time with these things.
Yeah, you really don't need that much time. It's just like, I mean, that logic just equate in my head is like, if you need the guy to take you to an expensive dinner on the first date, that like equates to me thinking like a guy actually thinks he's gonna find the love of his life at the club. Like, has it happened? Where do you meet people? Oh, I meet them at the club. I'm still searching for my wife. You're looking in the wrong places. You're just looking in the wrong places. It's not going to happen. And I would argue against that viewpoint and the opposite of it, how I thought when I was taking girls to those kind of places on a first date,
right?
Taking them to more expensive places. My ideal first date now is like I would like to go to a movie, even though I can't really get to know you. I just love going to the movie. So if you want to do something that I love doing, I know that you'll like that. That's just one of my main things to do. I love going to the movies.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if you go with me on the first date, is that cool? We get coffee or something, chill later, talk after. Boom. I respect you because you just sat through a whole 2 hours and didn't even have a conversation with me, even though I know you probably wanted to have a conversation to get to know me or whatever it may be. Then we had the conversation after. So I would much rather do a cheaper date like that. Although movies can get up there.
Especially nowadays.
Especially nowadays. I feel like, when I was going with, who at the beginning of the year, I mean, it was like $80 a pop almost. Because it's like 2 tickets, large drink, sometimes 2 large drinks, large popcorn. At the end of the day, boom, you walking out, it's $80. Like,
that's crazy.
This economy is crazy.
Yeah. So
it's like 2 people going to the movies cost $80 now.
Yeah, that's inflation if I ever heard it. I had someone say, men that do low effort dates typically have no standard. They just ask women out and hope one works. I want a man that knows what he wants, vets ahead, and then plans a date. I'm not saying it has to be expensive, but I want to know he knows what he's looking for. Otherwise, he's just wasting my time.
Yeah, so she's trying to say that she wants a guy that leads as well. And I got another funny story that actually happened recently too. And I think she listens to the podcast. I hope she doesn't hate me for bringing it up. But I don't think the price of the date actually matters. And if they're talking about low effort, it's low effort if, let's say, I take a girl to a coffee shop and I'm not engaging in an intellectual conversation with her and I'm just looking at my phone.
Right.
Or I'm not partaking into the conversation or asking questions that's going to get her to open up to me. Yes. If they're not doing that, then yes, it's low effort. But when it comes to, like the guy needs to lead, take control and do all this. Yes, they do. But some guys like me, I like to figure out what you like to do as well.
Right.
So I'm going to take that into consideration. So it was funny. I was doing a movie thing, right? I was like, I like to go to movies. So I'm going to drive all the way over to this side of town where you're at, which isn't on my side of town. And, we can hang out and go to a movie. And by the time I got all the way over there, she didn't want to go to the movie. Yeah. So I'm like, so this is where it comes into like, right. You said you take control, right? And plan it.
Right.
Like I don't want to plan it. Right. That's what she said. I don't want to plan it. You plan it. So I'll plan it.
Yeah.
But then I plan it and then I go all the way to get you. And then you want to do something else.
Right.
So then I'm just like, this is why I take your input and your thoughts into consideration.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean that I'm not leading or not being a man and planning, because look, my plan you didn't want to do.
Well, see, and so here's the thing, right? And this is what I've noticed. It kind of goes back to that thing that I said where people want middle of the relationship benefits at the beginning of the relationship. Right. When women are telling us to plan a date, they mean after we already know what they like.
Yeah,
but nobody's saying that part. So then you get a woman who you've never really talked to like that before. Hey, be ready by this time. We're going here. Oh, I don't like that. Yeah, but I want to go here. Yeah, but I don't really like going out. I don't really like doing. Well, okay. So now I can't play because I don't know anything about you. So they don't mean it at the beginning. It just sounds good to say.
I remember since we're on the topic of first dates too,
yeah,
the one that happened that didn't work out this year. That first date was actually Ocean Prime. That was kind of because I had already known her.
Yeah,
and we already knew each other, right? We already had like a little bit of chemistry, a little bit of history, whatever. So I didn't need to take her to a coffee shop to find that part out. So we did go there. But the funny part was like, it's the same thing. He's like, well, why don't you pick? Then I pick. I say, okay, we're going to do this day. And then it goes to conversation like, oh, well, who else did you bring here? I don't want to go for I'm like, I was like, this is first of all, this is my spot. Whoever came to my spot anyways, that's irrelevant. Like, it's my spot.
Come on.
This is where I go for my hookup. So, like, don't tell me to plan it out. And then I was like, all right, yo, this day,
now
this
you got a bunch
time,
of questions.
Yeah, right. You tell me to play. But, well, now I don't want to go if you brought another girl there. I'm just like,
come on now.
I'm like, this is what we have to deal with.
I already tore the city up, man. Where I'm supposed to take you? What we talking
it's
about,
like, this is my spot. I don't go anywhere else. I go here by myself. Like, it's like a movie theater.
Yeah.
Like, this is my spot. I go solo. Yes. Have other women came here with me before? Yes, they have.
Well, like, so,
but it's my spot.
You haven't, yeah.
Hey, and she did. And then, she hasn't after that. No, I think we went one more time, but other than that, she hasn't.
Now, I did have someone say, I'm consistently getting a yes to coffee, but what women are asking for is like a pleasant and cute cafe, so not like a chain coffee place.
Yeah,
you know,
I can understand that.
Yeah, right. And they said if it's a walk is good if it's relaxed, has scenery and benches to stop and talk, maybe while facing each other. I don't think it's anti-coffee. It's the request for a getting to know you ambiance. So that, and
yeah, like if it's summertime in Florida and it's super hot, like, and someone asks you to let's go for a walk 2 p.m. in the middle of the day,
no,
like, bro, absolutely not. Not yet.
Right.
But also to further explain as to why, like, you know, the first date really doesn't matter, because, you know, she went to Ocean Palm on her first date and she chose somebody else. So, you know what I'm saying? So I guess, I don't know where they went on their first date, but I guess it doesn't really matter at the end of the day.
Yeah.
All it matters is, I guess, you're connected. I don't know.
It just really comes down to, I guess, where you put your value at. And what do you feel like the purpose of this thing is? I understand the idea of wanting to feel special on a first date, but at the end, I understand the sentiment of you wanting me to be sure about you by the first date. But I'm like, you got to understand that let's say you're 25 years old. It took you 23 years to figure out who you were. And you want me to be sure about you now when we just met? Like, you know what I'm saying? You want me to be 100% sure about you now? Like, this is the preliminary thing. That way I'm not wasting your time. I'm not wasting my time. And we don't ever have to do this again, but let's have a good conversation and figure out where it goes.
So what are good places to go for a first date? Yeah, expensive can be good for a first date. My opinion, I think coffee dates are good. Walks, picnic might be a little too much. I think that I personally would think that that's weird for a first date.
What's that? A picnic? Okay.
Yeah, I would think that, like, I need to know you a little bit more.
Some girls, yeah. I mean, if you
put that much effort into it, I was like, that's more effort than going to an expensive restaurant, because they're doing all the work there. So I think picnic is too much effort for the first date. Okay. Like, you on OD on that one, and I'm an OD kind of guy. Like, I go OD. So I think that's OD. So if you got a guy trying to take you on a picnic for the first date, that's crazy. But they be doing that in those dating shows and stuff. I'm like, nah,
I mean, it's super cute. I think something we also got to think about is that if you spend a lot of money on the first date, I feel like it can also kind of cloud her judgment on whether she actually likes you or not. Because it's like, the conversation wasn't that good. He wasn't that funny, but he took me here. So at least it's worth a second shot. And then
that's unfortunate how I would say a lot of the women in Tampa be thinking as well. What are some bad places for a first date? I'll tell you, the bad places for a first date is definitely the club.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Crazy. What is wrong with y'all? Gentlemen.
If it's a first date, you might not be leaving with her.
I tell you.
You might not be leaving with her. You might come with her, but you probably ain't gonna leave with her.
Have you seen? Because sometimes we'll meet girls like, oh yeah, this is like our first date, and then I'm like, he's hesitant on even paying for her entry, and I'm like, you thought this, you know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. I'm like, yeah, I don't know if that's that's a crazy first date because there's too many options there. You have no control over that.
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't trust a girl there for a first date. That's a little you're ballsy if you do that. Even if you got a section or whatever it may be, my man, like, yeah, don't bring a girl there.
I know some dudes that will take your girl, brother. They do
unfortunately, Jada, what's up? Jada, what's up? And she's in chat on TikTok. Jada, where's a good place for a first date? Can we take people on coffee dates for a first date? Why not?
Yeah, where else are bad dates? Fast food, obviously.
Yeah, I was gonna say fast food, unless it's like Chick-fil-A. I feel like Chick-fil-A is all right, but there's Chick-fil-A in the mall. I don't know. I mean, I never really go inside of Chick-fil-A, so I can't really say that. But like, who knows? What if you just invite a girl over for a first date?
So here's the thing about that. I mean, it really quite literally depends on the type time. So back when I was in my phase, I would do this thing. I would give girls options. I was like, hey,
come over, watch a movie.
I'm like,
order food.
Right. I would do that. I'm like, hey, so if you want to, I was like, we can go somewhere to eat. If you want, we can go down the Riverwalk, or you can come over and we can just chill out and do whatever you want to do. So which one of those sounds the best to you?
Oh, you giving them the ABC clothes? Oh, man,
giving them the ABC.
Which one of those sound best? You gotta pick one. Which one of those sounds best?
Right.
To you?
So that way I
and
know.
Then you shut up and let them pick.
Then I shut up and let them pick. And lets me know kind of where her head's at. Oh, I think I'd rather. Okay, cool. Because none of it's a problem for me. I'm proposing all the options. I'm cool with any one of these things. So if you say you want to go somewhere to eat, cool. I'll find out where to go. If you tell me you want to go for cool, you tell me you want to come over. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I think that coming over is like the least effort, but you can still spend a bag on DoorDash. You know what I'm saying? Like DoorDash is expensive. Like that still can end up being an expensive quote unquote date.
Yeah, and also you probably going to buy some like liquor or something, you know?
Nah, not me.
Well, not you, but you know.
But yeah.
You probably have a bottle at the crib, get something to eat. Y'all, you know, maybe you spent your money on Hulu Plus, you know, to watch the movie that you wanted to watch.
I mean, you can literally buy like good movies on Amazon too.
Oh yeah,
like,
yeah.
So it's like that's for me, something like that is a low effort.
It is,
but it's something that I will do because I will do that if I don't want to give somebody the wrong impression that I might actually like them. You know what I'm saying?
Wait.
that I might actually want to be in a relationship with them. Let me say that.
I don't want to give you that impression. So
yeah, this is what I don't want to give you that impression. So it's like a low. That one is a low effort.
It's super. I agree. It is super low.
But
effort.
Coffee and a walk and stuff like that actually takes some effort and time. Like that, they're taking time. If I'm just inviting somebody over and I'm paying for the food, the movie, the snacks, and whatever, it's like, yeah, you're spending $100, but it's like you're not really.
Right.
That's the easiest thing to do in the book.
And that was the kind of same thing that I said about dinner. I'm like, picking a place to go and eat, because somebody tried to talk to me about, because you actually have to put on like clothes. I'm like, for a guy, putting on clothes, as far as I'm like, the only difference between what we wear on a date and our regular days, like we're gonna make sure to have on probably pants to go to this dinner date. I'm like, it's not that much more effort. It's just I'm now spending more money and you feel more valued. It has nothing to do with effort at that point.
Yeah, Jada said Ocean View Restaurant, like
Salt Shack and Ocean View Restaurant.
So I mean, Salt Shack, I think that's moderately priced, so like that's fine.
It's Salt Shack is moderately.
Which I'm not against taking somebody out on the first date to an expensive place, but I just know me when I was doing that,
it was just to impress them.
Yeah, it was either like I really liked them and wanted to impress them, or I wanted to impress them to sleep with them.
Well, and
so it was one of the two.
And so somebody mentioned that as well. And from my point of view, I'm like, for me specifically, I can't really speak for anybody else, but I'm like, I've never gone into a first date with the intention of impressing anybody.
Which is like now, like that's how I do it now, because I'm like, there's no, if you want to roll, we roll. If you don't want to roll, see you, go have fun.
I'm gonna come here and I'm gonna give you exactly what you're going to get from me on a day-to-day basis. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, me doing a lot here, knowing that I'm not going to be doing a lot all the time. Because obviously that first day you're setting a standard, right? You're setting a precedence. Just like they feel like if it's a low effort, that means you're going to be a bad partner or a bad. I'm like, hey, I'm going to bring you here, or we're going to do this because this is where I'm at. We're going to do the nice things. We will get there. And I promise you that we will. But this is kind of where I'm at. I'm like, my intention isn't to impress you. My intention is to get to know you. and then we can go from there, you know, and see how it works out.
Yeah. Well, my intentions used to be that, but now it's like whatever. I go to a coffee shop. You can get to know somebody at a coffee shop too. So restaurant, yes, generally is a good first date because you can learn a lot about a person. But you can also learn a lot about a person in 15 minutes at a coffee shop, 30 minutes at a coffee shop, and you're not wasting a large portion of your time or your day. Like coffee shop literally does the same thing.
And you also get to know if they suck at conversation.
Yeah,
that's my biggest pet
I think that's the most important part.
That was when I was going through and trying to get to know somebody on those dating apps, the girls were just not good at holding a conversation.
I can't use the dating app because I'd rather know you a little bit before I ask you on a date, unfortunately. But this is why I would take coffee over a real dinner date, is because let's say you are using a dating app and then you're just not meeting this person for the first time at a dinner.
Yeah.
And then they look way different. They look ugly. And then they're just stupid. But now, what are you going to do at that point? You're going to order your food still, or you're just going to leave?
Yeah.
Now you're rude because you didn't even fulfill the date. Whereas if it's the first time you're just meeting a person, coffee is the easiest because then it's like, okay, boom, you get your coffee. If you hate it, 5 minutes, very nice to meet you, I'm out.
Yeah, it also gives you an opportunity to figure out if you actually like me or not. You know, I want to give you the same opportunity. I want to make sure that obviously we're on the same page. Like I said, I want to know if you can hold a conversation, because mainly that's the big thing with like my family. Number one with me, because that's where I hold the most value. I want to be able to talk to somebody, but also when I bring you home to my family, they gonna talk to you. And so if you can't talk, it's not going to go well. And I think that's part of the reason why my family liked Migdalia when they met her, because she can talk.
She's a certified yapper. Certified. You got to be a certified yapper. 15 minutes, 45 minutes to 1 hour. You can see if the words match. Yeah, I agree. But I'm saying like a coffee date is best for a first date if you've just recently met the person or you're just meeting a person for a first time.
How long should a first date last? How long should that be?
Well, it depends on where you take them.
Yeah, I guess that does depend on where you
take them.
Because
let's say if I am using a dating app or I meet somebody via social media or through a friend of a friend or whatever, and I don't really know them.
Yeah.
And I meet them in person and then they're just like weird. It's like, all right, well, like the date, if it's at coffee, you can let it last only 5-10 minutes. You're like, okay, cool. Yeah. All right. Well, I gotta go walk the dogs. I'm out of here. But if you're at a dinner, you've already committed to eating dinner. So now you gotta you're gonna be there for a minimum 1 hour.
Yeah.
If you don't like the person, now you're gonna have a miserable 59 minutes after meeting them.
You know, funny story. I asked a girl, you know, on like a little first thing. We were river walk. That was my thing. I probably went there like 4 or 5 times.
Migdalia, close your ears, man.
Yeah, well, we talked about it. It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, my place, Ocean Prime. You know,
so when this young lady, when I met up with her, I saw her get out of her car. And I knew immediately it wasn't going to work. Reason why, and maybe I'm petty, and I don't want y'all to judge me for this. But
you didn't like her car, and you said no.
I had no problem with the car. The problem is she had a limp, and I didn't know. I didn't know she had a limp. And so
what's wrong with the limp, bro?
She had. I think the problem was I didn't know. So it's like usually if something's like that happens, you'll preface it with like, oh, I just recently hurt my ankle, I hurt my knee or something like that. She's just limping. And I'm like, I don't have any context for this. Is this just what her walk is, or her legs 2 different lengths? And I can't ask about it because it's a first date. It's rude. So I'm like, I'm just not going to be able to get past this.
I'm so blunt. I would have probably asked about it. Yeah, what happened? What happened to your other leg?
Why are you?
Some people are born without, or with one leg longer than the other. Some people, she said, did we talk about it?
I'm not playing with you today. Get out of here.
I put it on. I'll show it on stream again. Did we talk about it?
Yes, we talked about it.
Just don't let this argument end with a 3-day of no communication.
Because I sent that to her. She said 4 days. So, you're saying if we go 4 days without talking, that'll probably be it.
Yeah, except I would add. I'm very blunt, open, transparent. Like there's no
Jada is crazy.
Yeah, I would. Why not? Why would you not ask?
Why? I couldn't do it.
But yo, what happened?
She like, what do you mean?
Did you like get into an accident, or were you born that way? Because some people are born that way. Like me, I was born with 2 short legs, not one longer than just 2 short ones.
I just didn't have a tactful way. Like, it's one of those things where I didn't have enough verbal conversations with her to know kind of how do I ask a question like this. So I didn't, and I was just like,
but
this
she
just has to be it.
She lives with it, so she probably used to answering that question all the time.
I just wasn't ready. You know, I just wasn't ready for it.
I wasn't ready.
I hope she's doing well.
I hope if this comes across your feed, woman
with the limp.
But they that's just how it is sometimes. That's how people are born that way.
But yeah, so like that's like you get to see somebody quickly and get to know if this is something that's right. You don't need to spend a
dang. So physical appearance is that important?
Come on now. come on now. I hate when people say looks don't matter. It's not about looks. Mm-hmm. Yes, it is. Looks is always going to be the first. You have to find somebody attractive at least. You have to find them attractive
at the beginning.
At the beginning,
you
have to because
how else are you going to get?
Especially if it's not something like something where you guys were like friends and then you like grew into liking each other's personality.
Right.
Like off the first impression, you guys gotta you gotta find them attractive. So when people say, "Oh, looks don't matter," I'm like, that's because you already found everybody attractive.
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah, she said this is what Brandon said. He doesn't do the dating apps. Yeah, I can't do the dating apps because, first of all, what do I look like having to have a million conversations to get one date? I'm not going to do that. Secondly, when I do get that one date, if you don't look like how you portrayed you look, I'm really out about it there. And I'm big, like, I don't like all that fake stuff, like all the cosmetic fake boobs. I don't like any of that stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So like,
yeah.
If you like try and portray to look like super dolled up on your stuff, and then in person you just look like really crazy and busted, I'm like, I gotta go.
Crazy and busted.
I gotta go. That's how I'm gonna be.
It's a tough world out here, man. And that's
you got to be attracted to the person to be able to get to know.
You have to be, because otherwise, why am I sitting here talking to you and I don't find you attractive? Yeah, I would get so annoyed.
I also feel like you don't have to think like at the beginning they're the most beautiful thing you've ever seen, because I've dated the most beautiful girl I've ever seen and didn't work out. But you do have to be somewhat attracted to how they look.
Yeah,
for you to be able to get to know them. Then once you get to know them, like the personality can make them even more beautiful to you,
right? And
all that. Yeah, it's crazy and busted. I've had one bad experience with a dating app when they first came out, and I was like, I'm done with these things. I said, this is insane. I'm out of here.
Well, yeah, because you gotta allow for the threshold. People's pictures on those dating apps are probably the best that they are ever going to look, because that's what that is there for.
You know what the best dating app is?
What's that?
Instagram. Literally. Not anymore. Yeah, because I'm good.
I thought it was Raya. Have you heard of Raya? That's for people with money, but they go on those dating apps and meet each other. So that way, that's probably a little bit easier to.
I think Instagram is literally am I catfish? Yeah, I mean, people on the dating app might be catfish because they put up their
best
doctor photos. But I feel like if you can follow somebody on Instagram and they follow you, because then if you DM them, like they have to be following you for you to be able to DM them, or for them to actually see it. Otherwise, it goes to the request.
Yeah.
But I feel like that is probably the best place to shoot shots, because I've shot so many shots in there. They don't all go in, but it's like a Steph Curry shooting point average in there.
You know what I'm saying?
And it's way better because you can really see like what they look like from their stories.
Yeah.
For the most part, it shows you if they put a filter on the story and stuff like that. So like you can kind of get a general understanding, and then usually somebody's feed on Instagram shows you like the main things that they care about. So if it's just them half naked, you know that they just care about getting validation from other people. If it's them with like half naked, some family, some animals, okay, a little bit
balance,
a little bit of balance in there. So I feel like Instagram, to be honest, is the best dating.
Instagram is it? Well, don't say Instagram is a dating app. My girl's gonna try and make me delete it.
Oh yeah. I didn't. It was the best. It was the best for me. Sorry, it was best for me. I just don't use all the other ones anymore because that one bad experience when they first. I think it was when what was I know the first one was like Hinge. No,
Hinge, Tinder.
Tinder. Oh,
Yeah.
Hinder and
No,
yeah, I'm putting them together.
Hinge and
And Hinder is a band.
Okay, well, I
yeah,
guess
Hinge and
was
Tinder.
just the word.
So Tinder was like the first one I think that came out when we were in like high school, college.
I don't.
It came out like early
maybe
2010s, like 2013, 14.
Did it really? Okay, I just didn't. I guess
I would imagine because I remember I did use it one time.
Yeah.
And then it's like, all right, yeah. After one bad experience, I'm like, yeah, we're done with all these kind of things.
Yeah.
I guess where are you supposed to meet people after that? If you don't use dating apps, I think Instagram, but then I mean that doesn't always work. Other than that, where should you meet people?
The problem with
before
all
you
those
take
things,
them on the first date,
all those things are power dynamics. So it's very tough to get to know somebody that you're not on an even playing field with. Because the moment you dive into somebody's DMs, they're automatically here and you're here. You're just kind of at their mercy at that. And people obviously like the validation of people hopping in their DMs, and they get even more validation of leaving people on read or not opening. I got so many unread messages.
I'm gonna keep going until I get a response.
So that's you're crazy. But where do you meet people at church? Go to the singles ministry. That's I don't.
But that is ungodlike to go to church for the sole purpose of finding a girlfriend.
No, but you go to church. They also have a singles ministry there, and so you go to those.
Where they got that at?
What they got them at a lot. You go to Grace Family over here. They got that probably at.
They got Radiant cross.
Radiant.
I should probably stop there after my service.
Yeah, that's probably where you should go. The singles man, because they obviously talk to you about being single in this current culture and how you should date within being a Christian and things of that nature. But also you have some people who are going to be ideally like-minded on the same path as you, obviously trying to wait until, marriage and all that other good stuff. That's probably a great place to actually meet somebody. They say you shouldn't talk to girls at the gym, shouldn't approach them at the grocery store, maybe at the club, but only if you're buying them a drink.
Why can't you approach them at the grocery store? I almost did the other day
because I'm
like,
know.
God, is this you?
They told me,
should I go back?
I saw on social media that girls didn't like being approached at the grocery store.
I don't think girls ever like being approached.
Exactly, they never like it.
So you got to do it. You got to do it in a way that nobody else is doing it. Hey, God sent me here.
God sent me here.
No, I was in the grocery store the other day, and I don't even like going to the grocery store anymore. I use Instacart. But this girl, she was shopping, and like I was trying to get out of her way, and then she like moved in my way, and then I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
I'm like, dang, she was kind of fun. I'm like, you know what? I'm not gonna say nothing. And I was like, let me go check out. I was like, God, this is for me. Bring it to check out at the same time. He didn't. So I was like, all right, I'm not going back. I'm out of here. I was like, maybe. I was like, I should have stopped. I was like, nah. I walk up to the front. I'm like, should I go back? I was like, you know what? Bring her to the front if this is meant to be. I haven't seen her since. Maybe it was. Nah.
Yeah, you missed the one shot. Yeah, I don't know.
I think you should take your shot wherever it's at, though.
I mean, sure, but yeah, like I said, I
politely
based on what right. I mean, here's the thing. It really only matters how attractive you are and how you approach them. That's what you get determined if it's okay. It's like
if you're a creep or if you're just a weirdo.
Yeah, it's like they talk about flirting versus sexual harassment is just basically how attractive someone finds you.
I promise you that is 100% true because women do say some crazy stuff to me sometimes.
They say outrageous things.
I'm like, that's sexual harassment.
That's not ladylike at all.
No. It's like that's literally insane. But I could literally flirt with somebody or say something, and it's literally like, oh, it's okay because you look good. But if somebody else says some of the same stuff that I say, and I say like mostly like joking intent, mind you, like I haven't had sex in years, so it's like it's all joking with a little bit of seriousness. Every joke has a little bit of seriousness, but if somebody said that, they would get maced or something. I don't know. Yeah, they would be arrested. It's not that bad. But no, that 100% is a real life thing. So act according to your looks. There it is. You gotta shoot your shot within your attractive bracket, man. You gotta understand. You do. And if you are ugly and you're ugly, you better be funny and confident. Funny and confident helps, but like do things that make you more attractive, like working out. Eating right, like those two things are automatically going to make you more attractive. Stay Like make sure you have a fresh haircut, take care, like make sure you're flossing, your teeth look good.
Also, be intelligent.
Take care of your skin. Learn.
Yeah, because the more attractive you are, the dumber you get to be in life. That's just how it works.
Yeah, true. But that also gives you a better advantage if you actually know how to like regulate and control your emotions, because half these good-looking dudes out here are are idiot. So you can't say that word in 2025. So my fault.
They
I didn't say it fully, but you guys know what I meant. They're basically not smart people, and because they can't regulate their emotions. And yeah, that word we're not allowed to say in 2025. So forgive me if that you guys didn't like that word. I actually said that word when we were playing flag football one time, and it was on co-ed, right?
Oh my gosh, you did it during co-ed? What is wrong with you, man?
I'm passionate when I play flag football. So I'm an aggressive person. So we were talking back and forth with the person, and I like said something, and oh no, I think I called him, said F. You know,
oh my god,
that Justin says. And then the girl walks up like, on my own team, you didn't have to call him that. I'm like, oh my god. It's like, it's not that serious. It's like, it's football. Like we say some crazy stuff in football. Like I was like, okay, yeah, this is co-ed. So I was like, my fault.
Yeah, you got to be a little more gentle out there, man.
Yeah, you guys can cancel me if you want. I really don't care. I really don't.
Don't cancel me, though.
Yeah, clearly understand. You guys don't ever cancel him. But for me, basically letting you guys know that uglier guys have a better chance.
Yeah.
And that's why you see a lot of girls marry ugly men, is because they know how to regulate their emotions better.
Mm-hmm.
And they haven't been with a lot of other women because they're ugly. So it's like that. So it's like that's a win-win for the woman, because the attractive guy is going to get old anyways. You know? Is that how y'all look at things, women?
He's ugly, so he hasn't been with a lot of other women.
That's a bonus for them.
I mean, kind of. It depends. Girls don't like guys that don't get girls.
I don't know. I've seen some that do.
I don't know. I haven't met one. I don't know, man. You know, because they like, am I fighting for a spot that nobody wants? You know, they start to think about that.
And now but they might like that because nobody else wants that.
Maybe. I don't know, man.
They might like that.
Girls kind of fluctuate between like thinking everybody wants their significant other than thinking nobody wants. I don't really know how it works. Well, it depends on the day.
Problem is too with like attractive guys is like their emotional intelligence is so low because they don't have to try. So it's like it's not like they have to try and get better at anything, because it's just like they get what they want. You know, it's just like pretty girl privilege. There's like good looking guy privilege too. They don't have to regulate their emotions. They just like, oh, if they want something, they get it.
Yeah. That's
and you see it sometimes like out and about too. It's like guys are not that smart.
Yeah.
So a less attractive guy who is very smart, it can have a way better chance at winning in the long run.
That's why they always say find yourself a solid 7 with a nice personality and just, you know, live happily ever after.
Hey, so 7s, I'm looking for you.
It's your time to shine, baby. All the 7.
I am ready.
Can you imagine telling I like you because you're like a 7? You know,
hey, just give me a 7 with a good personality. I think I'm gonna be set for the rest of my life. I'm done. I'm done with 10. I'm done with the 8, 9, and 10. Give me a 7 with a good personality that can be a great mama. Come on. I'll handle the others.
Oh my gosh. Ladies, I apologize in advance.
Except for to the 7s, because they should be. The 7s are excited
because everybody thinks they're a 10. That's just what life is. So you know, you say,
but,
"Oh, I like you."
A 7 with a good personality will eventually become a 10.
No. They want to be 10s now. I want to be 10s later.
Doesn't always work that way.
Well,
there have been plenty of women where I saw. I mean, I can't say plenty because then you don't always give them the benefit of the doubt or the opportunity. But there have been women who I would be like, they're not really my type. It's like, okay, but they're like cute. You know what I'm saying? Like kind of attractive. Then you get to know them. You're like, okay, now their personality. I'm like, okay, now they're definitely a 10.
Right.
Good looking, decent looking, with a great personality. Boom. That's better than a 10 with a crazy personality. Trust me. I've met both.
For the long term, you know, short term, 10 with the crazy.
Yeah.
Depends on what you're looking for in life.
Depends on what you're looking for in life. I guess that's that. So, all right. To wrap things up, you got anything else to say on this topic?
I mean, choose your first dates accordingly. I think the biggest thing it comes down to is at least trying to get some information from the girl that you're talking to. I know it can be tough out there. Just figure out what she likes and then take her on it. Don't. Bottom line, don't listen to social media, because once again, whenever I talk to people about this on social media, I know that it's just social media, because I know girls in real life. I know girls in real life are going on coffee dates. I know girls in real life are going on walks. Why? Because I've been there and I've done all of those things. I'm like it. So whatever it is, figure it out. Figure out what works for you, and hopefully you live happily ever after. From that.
Statistics say you won't, but
statistics say you. Well, I mean, you got to go through the dirt to get to the diamonds, baby.
You really do. But then we are rooting for nothing but love in all these relationships. The fortunate part, is that relationships are hard and tricky. So
they're tough, man.
And that's why we got something to talk about almost every week. So next week is episode 52, so that'd be a full year. So we appreciate you guys listening, tuning in. Should we do like a money giveaway or something next week?
A money giveaway?
I don't know. How do we do that?
For our year anniversary, we do a t-shirt giveaway.
T-shirt giveaway. I think there's only one left. I didn't order no more. Well, let's do it. How can we do a money giveaway? I want to do a money giveaway. I want to do something crazy.
Do something crazy. I don't know. We got to.
We'll give away a date with me to a coffee shop.
A date. Yeah, we do it. Do a date with me with us. We
at the coffee shop.
A coffee shop date with the Real Deal Podcast. You get to sit down with us one-on-one, really pick our brains, you know, see what we're like away from the mic, you know.
Yeah, I want to do a money giveaway too.
You want it? Brandon really wants to give away. Brandon, what's happening is Brandon's been missing having a girl, and he really wants to spend something on somebody. So
I think that's what I'm going through right now. I think that's what I'm going through. Yeah. So yeah, 7, hit me up. I'm just kidding. All right, we love you guys. We appreciate you guys tuning in, and we'll see you next week.